If you've ever had a slow month on Etsy and wondered, how do I turn this around? Or if you felt stuck on what trends to design and when to design for them, then you're gonna wanna stick around for this video. Today I'm gonna break down exactly how my Etsy shop did for the month of May, the good, the bad, and what I'm doing to push forward through June and hopefully the continuing months into fourth quarter. And make sure to watch until the end. I'm also going to be sharing 2 trends that you should start using in your niches, adding it into your shop. I truly think that this should help boost your sales. Plus, I'm going to be sharing a motivational quote at the end of my video, the way I like to end, and hopefully it helps you like it helped me this month. Hi guys, Lyneida here from No Friend Left Behind. So how did my month of May go? As you guys know, if you've been following along with me on my journey, this year has been a bit of a downward spiral in the last few months. Definitely the last few months have been low. So I was really trying to push through, do a lot of research to try to rebuild my months. Did I succeed and increase my month of May and get in the green? For those of you who have your shop, you understand what I mean by the green and the red with the little percentage that shows us on our shop. Have I moved forward? Wah, wah. No, unfortunately, I did not. I, once again, was in the red. So let's look at my numbers for the month of May. I want to look at where I was in May 2024, and then I want to look at where I was in May 2025 of this year. There is one part of my stats that actually went up, which I was really surprised when I was looking at it for this video. I was really surprised that this one part was actually in the green. So let's look at those numbers. So for my month of May 2024, I had a total of 3,554 visits, which was actually a trend that I had that year of it decreasing, which was a 41% decrease in visits. I had a total of 68 orders, which was actually a 31% increase from the previous year of 2023. My conversion rate was 1.9%, which actually skyrocketed up 122% in comparison to 2023. And my revenue was $3,666 with 85 cents, which was a 3% increase. Where was I for the month of May in 2025? So I had a total of 3,303 visits for the month of May 2025, which was a 7% decrease from the previous year. I had 52 orders, which was a 24% decrease in comparison to 2024. My conversion rate was 1.6%, which was a 17.7% decrease. And actually, my revenue was $4,169.22, which was a 14% increase. How did I get more revenue when I had less orders? What I remember happening last year, I believe I started having a few more orders, but them being single shirt orders. Whereas this year I had less, but I definitely had some more group shirt orders. With certain niches that I work in, that doesn't always work out and the designs end up just being individual shirt designs, but I really do try to focus on group sales. There's many times people have commented, how is it that you had just about the same amount of orders as I did, but your revenue was so much more? It's because I do focus on group shirts. I do focus on trying to design for group listings, families, friends, anything that will get me multiple shirts sold. It is time consuming. It is time consuming coming up with phrases and coming up with ideas, which may be why I'm a little bit slower at times at designing or setting up listings than other people, but I do end up making more revenue per order, usually. I do still get my single shirt orders, but sometimes I get single shirt orders, but it's a group buying them. They're just each individually buying their own shirts. So then I get multiple orders in one day. It helps out. So I really think that group orders is the way to go. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't design single shirt designs or single shirt kind of like listings, but definitely start incorporating some group listings into your shop. So even though this month was still down in comparison to the previous year, I'm actually really surprised, and I was not thinking that I would see that my revenue was up. So I guess that's why there was good, there was bad, and everything in between, because it did go down, but it also did go up. So, hey, if the revenue part is going up, that's really what we're trying to strive for. I want my shop overall to grow, but really what we're trying to grow is more money. So if more money is coming in, even though there's less orders, I'm okay with that. So hopefully I get a lot more group sales for the month of June. Let's see. Okay, so as promised, there are 2 trends that I want to impart to you guys so that you guys start incorporating into your shops. First off, let's start with, what am I focusing on right now? What am I trying to do so that these coming months build up and I start seeing green across the board and just increases going forward? What I'm really focusing on right now is working in the teacher niche. We have back to school coming up, and the teacher niche can definitely be profitable. So I'm focusing on the teacher niche. And to be even more specific, I am actually attempting really hard to follow along with Simply Shauna's teacher challenge that she currently has in her membership right now. I love it. She has it separated by videos, by day, what you should be designing each week. And she gives you examples and like ideas, which is what is the most helpful. I love hearing her talk in her videos, especially in the membership, because there's things that I think her brain is just now wired to look at designs and look at bestsellers and be able to just so seamlessly translate into other niches that I just never would have thought to do. So those videos have actually been helping to motivate me. I get stuck in a part where maybe sometimes where I had like multiple designs already kind of like organized that I wanted to do. I set them up, I make the listings, and then I get kind of stuck where I think, okay, what do I design next? What should I do? And I know that I can do research, but there's a slight moment where I just kind of get stuck and don't know where to go from there. Simply Shauna's challenge with the teacher niche and the fact that there's videos for each day to watch, to really like dive into. And then you also get a trend report. There's so much that you get. Honestly, there's multiple things that happen. I get motivated, but I also become overwhelmed because there's so much to really look into that all I want to do is focus on that so that I can build that up. But I have a full-time job and, other responsibilities, so things get in the way. But it really does help to motivate. So that's what I'm focusing on right now is the teacher niche, but specifically the teacher challenge in Simply Shauna's membership. If the membership is something that you're interested, I'm going to be leaving a link down below so that you guys can click on it and you guys can go look into it. But truthfully, that's what I'm following. The people in that membership have been so motivating and so welcoming that I think a lot of times I'm even learning more from them than I feel like people necessarily learn from me. So it's just a really good community. It's a bunch of people that are just so supportive. I've never seen anything negative or anything like discouraging in there. And if there's anybody feeling low, they share it, and man, do people lift each other up. So on top of all the content that Shauna is sharing, truthfully, the group as a whole, everybody that's in there has been wonderful. So I really encourage you guys to check it out. Now that you know what it is that I am focusing on, which is the teacher niche, what are some trends to incorporate into the teacher niche or any niche that you are designing in? The first one is, I think this is super cute, and I've seen it in a lot in the mom niche. And so I think it's something that would be beneficial for you guys to incorporate. I'm planning to try to incorporate it into the teacher niche and one other niche. It is the Polaroid picture frame looking design, where a lot of times it has pictures of people inside the Polaroid, but I've also seen it with other graphics inside. It's becoming super popular. There's already a few bestsellers. What I like about it is that it hasn't been brought into these other niches. So if you're one of the first people to bring it into a niche that it's not already there, that's what Simply Sean is always telling us. Like, bring it into something new so you're one of the first ones, you get that bestseller. So it's looking at what is selling in one niche and bringing it into something else. So right now, since I'm focusing on teacher niche, that's really what I'm gonna try to focus on. The Polaroid picture is so stinking cute. You can probably even do a group listing with it. I think there's so many places to take it, and it's something that should definitely be considered in what you should design next. There is something very specific that I've been seeing in, again, a lot of the mom niche, but I've also been seeing it in other niches. These really tight floral looking graphics and like alphabet used for the mom niche and like spelling out words, or there's even like bows and it has a bunch of little tight flowers in it. The tight floral design is really popular. I'm seeing it in a lot of bestsellers, and I'm planning on trying to incorporate that into the teacher niche. That is what I'm going to be focusing on in the next few weeks, to really try to get into back to school and try to make up what I've been losing in these past few months. First trend is the Polaroid picture trend, and then the second trend is the tight florals trend. I am giving you these trends so that you can incorporate it into any niche that you want. I've been seeing it a lot in the mom niche, which is one of the tabs that I tend to look and search a lot when I'm doing my batching like research, my market research for it. So, but if you are in the bachelorette niche, take it into the bachelorette niche. If you are coming up, well, 4th of July, it's too late to design for 4th of July, but maybe you're already starting to look into maybe some of the upcoming holidays and trying to gear up for fourth quarter. Start bringing it into one of those, especially because people are not necessarily designing for those things yet. So really focus in on bringing that into maybe the upcoming holidays. There's vacation, there's so many different things that you can bring this into. So whatever you may be focusing on, whatever you may be designing in, bring it into that. And if you've already started trying to incorporate into the teacher niche, bring it into the teacher niche. See what you can get out of it. So if you haven't already, please make sure to boop the like button below and subscribe to our channel. Please follow along on our journey, especially this year. I feel like this year took a really interesting turn for me. Last year just consistently each month increased from the previous month. So I just already had it in my mind that this year was going to do the same. And when it went down starting, I believe, February, March, I was completely shocked, and it definitely took a turn for me, and my mindset definitely changed. So please follow along in our journey, and we love hearing from you guys. Thank you guys for always sharing and being along for the ride and getting vulnerable. Sometimes you guys share exactly how you've been feeling, or even some personal things, and I just want to say thank you for kind of allowing us into your journey. Before I wrap up, if you have joined me before, you know I like to end my videos with a positive motivational quote. I've always known this, and being a therapist even more so, I know how much mindset can affect our daily lives and everything that we do. Lately, mindset has just been even more important to me, and making sure that I focus on it, because it definitely helps me to move forward with what my goals are. I know how much negative thoughts can just creep in, especially with our Etsy journey when sales are slower. We just can't help. And sometimes we just have these intrusive thoughts. And we also have something which is called cognitive distortions. It can be anything from those all or nothing type of thoughts, catastrophizing thoughts, or thinking it's just never going to work. All of that can just really just sabotage any progress that we may be building. If we just let those beliefs take over completely, they stop us from taking action and from making changes and growing and trying new ideas. But what I've learned is that when we consciously make an effort to shift our mindset, even just a little bit, we remind ourselves what is possible. And man, it can make all the difference. So I want to leave you with this quote that I saw recently, and man, did it speak to me when it comes to this Etsy journey and just life in general, but definitely for how I've been feeling these last few months. Forget all the reasons that it won't work. and believe the one reason that it will. When I think back to when I first opened my shop, and even now, some months when sales have been slow, designs don't take off the way that I really hoped they would, and I was just so confident that they would. It's so easy to get stuck in this negative spiral of thinking of, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe it's too saturated, maybe no one will buy this, maybe there's too many things going on and people are just not buying right now. Maybe this just isn't for me. And I have had those thoughts and probably even worse thoughts. I can get pretty brutal in my negative thoughts. I'm human, we all are. There's one thing that I've learned, and that's that every single time that I push past those thoughts, when I end up choosing to focus instead on the one reason that it can work, whether that's me trying a new niche that I might be excited about, a trend that I'm seeing that takes off, or just knowing that if I stay consistent, results will come. That's when things start to shift for me. That mindset is just everything for this business, for any business, and for life in general. It's truly what keeps us designing, what keeps us learning, and what keeps us growing. And isn't that what we're also striving to do, is just to grow into the person that we want to be, but also grow our business, our shop, into the shop that we want it to be. Our first video on this channel was Shauna asking you your whys. Those whys should still stand true in what we're trying to accomplish here. Negative things do happen in life. They are a reality. But if we stay in it, we're never going to move forward to what we want to accomplish. So acknowledge it, accept it, but decide to change your mindset to focusing on the reason that this will work. So if you're having one of those months or just feeling discouraged overall, I really hope that this helps to remind you to hold on to that one reason why this can work. Because honestly, that's what's going to move you forward. If this video helped inspire you, please comment down below. Let us know how your Etsy shop is doing, how it did for the month of May. But also, I would love, if you feel comfortable, to please share below a negative thought that maybe has been popping in for you, especially if these last few months have been down for you. And really just, what is another way that you can reframe that thought so that you can help shift your mindset to be a bit more positive and to focus on the reasons why this can work and why you are capable, why you are enough. Whatever those things may be, share that with us below, please. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being on here with me. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.